if you're game planning against the Oilers, you're probably just going to throw as much on net as possible, because one thing was sure after yesterday, Stuart Skinner did not look on top of his game. We still don't even know, in fact, if he's going to be the starter in Game 4. Would you expect him to be the starter?
I would expect him to be the starter, and I think the Oilers might have made a little, I think Chris Knoblauch might have made a little mistake there by taking Skinner out of that game. Now, I know he hasn't been good. We've talked about this. I talked about it at the start of the playoffs. I talked about it again last week. Skinner is the most important goalie in these playoffs for me, because they have no one else they can really count on. Now, they could put Cal Pickard in there, but he's kind of a journeyman player. They have Jack Campbell in the minors all year. I don't think that's the answer. I think the only play here is that Stuart Skinner has to figure it out. So by taking him out, Bob, in that game, they've opened the Pandora's box of how does Skinner feel about it, everybody asking about it. I mean, it wasn't like Pickard was great here. He didn't have a lot of shots. That was a bad rebound. I don't know. I think they're in a tough spot. And here's Calvin Pickard's career here. I mean, never appeared in the playoffs. That's where you're going to go right now?
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. You know, guys in front of him like Ceci, who's a -8, or Nurse that's a -6.
Terrible.
How about, you know, making some plays in front of him and taking away sticks and not turning away pucks to the middle of the ice like happened in the last game?
Vogel just gave that puck right to Besser.
You know, he's a big minus as well. So, you know, you can blame as much as you want the goaltender. He's got to be way better. He can't just stop 11 of 15 like he did in the last hockey game. But, you know, when you have to look at maybe his positioning. Is he retreating in the net? Is he still being aggressive and challenging shooters? When goaltenders get in a funk, or they tend to get small, you want to make yourself big.
Yeah.
He's a huge goaltender. Quit making yourself small. Get out there, challenge, be confident. And it's easy for me to say sitting behind this desk. You know, he's the guy playing the game. He's got to be confident, get out there, challenge, and defend in front of him.
I thought that goal
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Never mind. It was the fourth goal of the game.
The one that ended up.
It was the power play goal.
The difference.
On that play, like, he was not out far enough there, and that's why the puck kind of squirted through him. So it goes to your point about confidence. You know, that's the thing. It was Lindholm who had that opportunity. Right. So, but at the end of the day, he's got to play with more confidence. But I just don't think they have a better option. So I don't know. They took him out of that game. Maybe he'll respond to that. But it's certainly opened a Pandora's box now.
It's something that all of us now sit and talk about.
That's right.
Well, unfortunately, it's first to 4 right now, and the goaltender is a big focus all the time. And every time you talk about the playoffs, it's, you know, you talk special teams, talk goaltending. The goalie's got to make big saves. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I'm sorry that you put yourself into this hot spot. And we're going to talk about you. You got to make the big saves. If you don't, you're going home.
Well, it's a game of adjustments, and the one adjustment that we were all thinking maybe they might make is to try to, believe it or not, cut back on some of their superstars' minutes, right? The Oilers have been running out their big guys because they need them, but at the same time, like, at some point, I don't know, you might want to spread it around a little bit more, because these are heavy minutes that these guys are playing as forwards.
Yeah, and there's Bouchard on D, but like last night's game, Bouchard played over 30 minutes. McDavid played almost 30 minutes.
Wow.
Draisaitl played almost 30 minutes. Hyman played 26 minutes. I mean,
well, they're chasing it.
They really are. They're chasing the game.
So when you're chasing a game, you got to rely on the guys that have got it done before and can score the goals. Right? If you're not chasing the game, you can play the other guys. They want to get in there. Trust me, they're chomping at the bit to get in there. I mean, they got
to do more when they're in there. You know what I mean? Like, Vogel has the puck, he turns it over in his own zone. It leads to a quick turnaround. The puck comes to Besser. He scores. So, like, that's the thing. I think they lose. Here it is. Here's Vogel. Just like, let me just throw him.
And by saying, when you said sometimes, EJ, less is more.
Yeah.
Sometimes just chipping it out and chasing it down and going in and hitting the body.
I mean, look at how much room was open on that view. Just chip it out of the zone right here. So, and just that soft pass from the middle.
The boards, like, whatever.
Bob, you wouldn't make that play in a preseason,
no, and then
right?
You watch Ceci try to move up and on the puck carrier and leave Besser wide open behind him. I mean, so everybody's trying to make up for everybody else's error. Just do your job, get the puck off the wall, live to fight another day. Right. You don't win or lose a game in one shift. Well, unless you give it away like that.
Yeah, and you know, give the Canucks credit. Pia Suter was in the right place. He was the third guy high. He just walked in, made that play, got it to Besser. But It's a tough spot for the Oilers because this is a movie we've seen before with the Oilers where they're not getting enough support from that bottom six group of forwards and they're not getting enough good play by the defense or the goaltenders. So maybe they'll get it turned around. I think Skinner is going to be back in. I guess Coach Knobloch will tell us tomorrow.
Yeah.